Chapter 135. Physical bodies are like clothes. Puff, puff, puff. Sanshai's unfettered hand was agile and versatile. It was most suitable to deal with these large numbers of strange hands. After a few strikes, the blood river was forced back by 30 feet. Let's see how much strength you have. The blood-robed old ghost appeared in the blood river. He held his head and was laughing strangely. You're all right even now. This was the first time Sanshi had encountered a cultivator who acted as if nothing had happened, even though his head had fallen off. What a frog at the bottom of the well one. The power of my blood transformation technique exceeds your imagination. In this blood river, as long as my soul is not destroyed, you won't be able to kill me even if you chop off my head and dig out my heart. The blood-robed old ghost smiled smokily. When I cultivate the great divine power of blood rebirth, who else in the world can kill me? Sounds pretty impressive. Sanshi was surprised. He had felt that something was amiss when he heard about the blood transformation technique, but he did not expect it to be so abnormal. He was a little interested. There's no need to talk about it so much to a dead person like you. Since you've entered my bloody hole, just obediently turn into blood. The blood-robed old ghost placed his head on the neck that still had traces of strangulation. Thick blood squirmed, and with a cracking sound, the broken neck healed itself. Sanshi was dumbfounded. He twisted his neck and waved at Sanshi. An even thicker pool of blood submerged Sanshi. The blood-seeker light was even denser than when it was outside. Sanshi's protective primeval essence was being corroded at a speed visible to the naked eye amidst unbearable sounds. Abbot Jin Yuan, are you still coming in? If you don't. Sanshi subconsciously looked behind him and thought to himself, if you don't come in, I will be courting death. Stop looking, that old bald donkey is very cunning. He won't barge in for you. The blood-robed old ghost thought that Sanshi was waiting for reinforcements, and said with a mocking expression, this place is not far from Jinyuan Temple to begin with. If he wanted to risk his life, he would have attacked long ago. What seclusion has just lying to you? Ha ha ha. He was looking forward to seeing Sanshi fly into a rage out of humiliation. After being fooled, but unfortunately, he did not see any reaction. Instead, Sanshi dispersed his essence energy and protective golden light and placed his hand in the blood river. A terrifying corrosive force surged over. Sanshi felt as if he had placed his hand into sulfuric acid. It was rapidly corroding, but it felt cold. This time, since my body is a little too strong, it will be painful to die. Sanshi thought to himself. The first time he encountered the blood-seeker light, he turned into a pool of blood with a single touch. Now that his physical body was much stronger, it was a little difficult for him to die easily and happily. At this moment, he felt the imperishable golden body, which he had just cultivated to the beginner realm, circulate on its own. His skin became much more active and blocked the corrosion of the blood water. He retracted his hand and realized that his skin was a little raw and had yet to break. Your physical body is not bad. The material of your Dharma treasures is only so-so. Seeing that Sanshi actually dared to touch his blood river with his body, the blood-robed old ghost's eyes revealed greed, a top-grade Dharma body. Even a golden core king would find it difficult to cultivate it. I've benefited greatly. Sanshi, who was about to be beaten to death by the blood-robed old ghost, was surprised. You can still possess someone. I thought you can only possess someone once. HMPH, who told you that you can only possess once? The physical body is just a shell, just like clothes. Can't you change into another set of clothes whenever? The blood-robed old ghost sneered. Furthermore, I cultivate the blood transformation technique and don't need to pay too much attention to my physical body. Now that my soul power has already recovered, I can naturally possess you again. Bring your body over. After taking a fancy to Sanshi's body, the blood-robed old ghost changed his methods and let the blood river form a suppressive force that crushed over. 9 suns appeared on Sanshi's body, making him look like the sun god. As he resisted the power of the blood river, he asked curiously, since the body is like clothes, does this mean that you can also possess a pig? Pig, of course. Since you like pigs, I won't destroy your soul. I'll find a male pig to accompany you. The blood-robed old ghost laughed loudly. In his eyes, Sanshi was already at death's door. He could do whatever he wanted. Is it that fun? Sanshi could not help but think of Marshal Jubaji too, who was reincarnated into a pig. Fun. When you become a male pig and breed with a sow, it will be truly fun for you." Seeing that Sanshi was still thinking about these things, the blood-robed old ghost felt that this person had lost his mind. Otherwise, he would not be so fearless. "Blood river formation, open," the blood-robed old ghost shouted as boundless bloodlight surged out. The entire blood river formed a vortex that drowned Sanshi. Coupled with the array formation in the cave abode, it formed a powerful force that could suppress even perfected golden core realm cultivators. Sanshi's body sank and the 9 suns on his body lost their color. He had no choice but to sit cross-legged on the ground and mobilize all sorts of powers. A circle of golden barrier formed a ball behind the vital essence. At the same time, he circulated the dragon elephant technique. The vital energy and blood in his body surged and quickly transformed into an elephant. He was also forced to mobilize his mental strength and activate all the power related to his essence, chi, and spirit. However, his body still made cracking sounds. However, this also stimulated his potential. The essence energy, and spirit in his body were all frantically improving themselves to deal with the external pressure. The blood-robed old ghost's eyes flickered. "Not only do you cultivate both immortal and martial arts, but you also cultivate those bald donkey's dragon elephant technique. I have to say that your aptitude is really too good. You're comparable to a prodigy. Too bad all your efforts will be mine in the future. Yours, if your attack is only like this, even if I sit here, it will be very difficult for you to kill me." Sanshi mocked. He was provoking the blood-robed old ghost and wanted him to possess him directly. Otherwise, it would be difficult to kill this fellow. The other party had just said that with the blood transformation technique, ordinary injuries were not fatal at all. Hence he could only target the soul to truly kill him. Therefore he could only wait for the other party to possess him before devouring his soul. "Don't worry, it'll slowly grind you down." The blood-robed old ghost smiled. With his cautious personality, he naturally wouldn't seize the other party's body immediately. Instead, he would first exhaust the other party's essence, chi, and spirit before taking him down effortlessly. Sanshi's expression darkened. He hated enemies who liked to torture him to death, affecting the speed at which he farmed death. "Enjoy it. Only such affliction can make you feel the beauty of survival." The blood-robed old ghost turned around and left, leaving behind a sentence. "I'll go find a wild boar for you now. I need a beast to order around anyways." The blood river churned and the blood-robed old ghost disappeared in the blink of an eye, leaving behind the suppressed Sanshi. "This old man is really asking for a beating." Sanshi cursed silently. If it were anyone else, they might have collapsed on the spot. When they heard that their soul would be injected into the wild boar's body, while being trapped and tortured to death, it was obvious that this fellow had said this on purpose. He might not really know how to find a wild boar. He just wanted to kill Sanshi mentally and make him break down on the inside. "Old ghost, no matter how cunning you are, the outcome will be the same," Sanshi muttered in his heart. He closed his eyes and resisted seriously under the pressure. The 9 Yan Divine Technique, the Khanate Pure Yan Technique, the first part of the Dragon Elephant Technique, and the Imperishable Golden Body circulated at the same time. Among the 4 cultivation methods, the Imperishable Golden Body's cultivation speed was originally the slowest. Under the pressure at this moment, its circulation speed actually increased significantly, and it was even vaguely fusing with the other cultivation methods. "One frog at the bottom of the well" is a Chinese phrase used to describe people who have not had many experiences in the outside world. To Marshal Zhubaji is one of the main characters in the Chinese classic Journey to the West, who was a heavenly official that took the form of a pig after reincarnation.